but you have to be your priority first. You have to take care of you so you can be better for other people. So many times people go through life feeling that they're living in a deficit because they're giving their all, their cup. They're pouring it so much into other people, and oftentimes these people aren't pouring back into them, and they're wondering why they're depleted. Yes, you can give to the needy. Yes, you can give to people, but at times you have to wonder, am I trying to fill up their cup and I'm empty? This is a very crucial thing in order for you to thrive in this world, because no one is going to save you. And I know sometimes as women or as people who have good hearts and good intentions, it can be easy to be Captain Underpants. It gives you credibility in the eyes of people. If you suffer with people pleasing, just realize it's time for you to take off your cape, and you will never be able to satisfy the voids that are in the lives of other people. And so you should dedicate your life to making it not only the best life, but to serving yourself first, and realizing and trying to figure out, what do I like? What do I enjoy? What do I need? As long as you're blind to your actual needs, you become a servant and maybe even somewhat of a slave to the needs of other people. You cannot thrive if you're living in this people-pleasing mentality. And I realized that for my own life, that I felt stagnant, I felt drained, I felt like I was running to and fro just to do things for people. And at the end of the day, those people may not have seen the things that I did. Even when I worked in corporate, feeling like I was overextending myself and feeling like I did great work and had great relationships with clients and had great relationships with coworkers, but still those things not being seen by those people who needed to see it, and they were just lacking on their part. But it made me realize that internally I have to deal with where I'm void at. And as long as I'm void in this area and I'm always giving out to other people, I will never have enough, and I will run myself to the ground. You do not have the time to run yourself into the ground. You have to be your most prized possession, and when you start to think of yourself that way, other people will see how you treat yourself. Oh, she treats herself like a princess. Oh, she treats herself with value. Oh, she has boundaries. Oh, she speaks up for herself. Oh, she's her own advocate. And that's one of the biggest things that I would advocate for anyone to know, is you have to advocate for yourself. And I know that some of us may come from backgrounds where you may not have been able to use your voice. You may not have had the autonomy to make decisions. You may not have been seen or heard or valued. You may have felt rejected or abandoned. But I want to say that this is such an important time for you to advocate for yourself. And I know stepping out and doing that is such a tedious, and it can be even scary to think like, oh, I'm about to speak up for myself. Oh, they made this claim against me, and I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to be, let me just be compliant. This is not time to be compliant with people pleasing. This is not the time to be compliant with low self-esteem. This is not the time to be compliant with what you think other people want from you, and you don't even know what you want from yourself. But this is the time to take up space. Taking up space. I saw this TikTok, and there's a lot of dating content going on, and it was just kind of like a sponsored post. And this lady was talking to the panel. She was like, I forgot her exact question, but she was the side piece to this man who had a main chick, and she was like, well, doesn't that mean he likes me more than her because, you know, I get this from him, he gets this from me, but he doesn't get that from her, and he confides in me. And the guy on the panel, he said, I forgot all that he said, but he was saying he's comfortable with that. He's comfortable with you at this side. He's not going to challenge that. You've made it comfortable for him to keep you at the side. Even though you're wanting a bigger relationship with him, you reserved your space in such a small vacancy that you're not even taking up space. You said, it's not time for me to shine. It's not time for me to take up space.
Could he possibly like me more than his girlfriend? And
he might absolutely like you more than his girlfriend. In the midst of my difficulty with my partner, you was willing to squeeze yourself in. You didn't even try to take up space. You was willing to fit into my life exactly the way I needed you to fit in. You feel me?
When I saw that video, it just hit me like how often we settle for little things just to feel validated, just to feel wanted, just to feel seen. But you have to see yourself first before anybody else sees you. But you have to be the person that goes ahead and says, I may feel terrible, but I'm gonna take these steps towards my business. I feel terrible, but I'm gonna heal this generational trauma by going to therapy. I feel terrible, but I'm gonna cut out these bad habits and bad eating habits. I feel like the whole earth is shifting right now. We're seeing banks shift, we're seeing the financial institutions shift, we're seeing schools shift, currency shift, the new type of vehicles that are out, we're seeing technology shift. And in school, I always learned that when there's a difference in the community, the technology develops, and that shows you how that community or ecosystem is evolving, whether it was the creation of utensils or fire. When the technology advances, the community advances. And you have to look at yourself and realize that life isn't going to pause for you. Life isn't going to wait for you to feel like you're confident and say, okay, we can press play now. Oh, let me press pause because Vivica doesn't feel her best today. Okay, let's pause because Jamie doesn't feel like she's adequate, and so let's cancel this meeting until she feels adequate. No, that's not how it is. And although as a person that would be so convenient and I would love for it to be that way, it's honestly not that way. And so you have to take your life by force. You have to take the things that you want and be intentional about them and say, I may feel this way, but I'm not going to let my emotions dictate what my destiny is. And that's why we see the outcome of so many different things, whether it's the family dynamics. You say you want a complete household with the husband, the wife, and a marriage under God with children grown up in that type of ecosystem that you create. But yet so many people, even though that's the desire of their heart, they settle for single parenthood and settle for these low tier things that end up making a cycle of dependency, of need of validation, of voids, and that ends up passing on to children. Those disorganized foundations end up affecting the children if they're not learned from. It's time for you to take up space. No more excuses about, okay, let me put this aside today. Okay, I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to do it tomorrow. You don't have tomorrow. You have right now. And the sun is going down. But I want to close this out and let you know that you're worth you fighting for. We always want love from other people. We always want other people to give us the thumbs up about the things that we do, the things that we like to do, and if that was pleasing in other people's eyes. But right now, your biggest priority needs to be, what do I think about this? How can I elevate this? How can I make myself better? Spending less time on social media, reading more books for development, seeing how you can embrace the tension of moments. That's something that I've learned in Pilates. They always tell us when we experience the tension, don't just stop and take a break, but embrace the tension. And as you're going through the motions of life, embrace the tension, embrace the challenges, embrace the people who may come against you. Embrace those moments, breathe, because I believe breathing is really necessary for any and everything that we involve ourselves into. Breathe, assess the situation, and use your objective mindset to go after your life and a better version of you, and you will thank you later. The future you would thank you for sacrificing self-loathing, sacrificing low self-esteem, just to get to a place that you have not yet seen, but you've always believed in your heart. That is faith. So I thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's pretty short, but remember to be your own advocate, embrace the tension, and you have to be there for yourself before anybody else can be there for you. Thanks for listening. Subscribe, like, and comment. And if you have any recommendations of other videos like this, let me know below. Looking forward to talking to you soon.